We are joined by new Hall of Famer Drew Brees. Drew, congratulations.
Thank you.
This is obviously something that a lot of people expected, and at the same time, I've got to imagine there are still some emotions that come along with that when it actually does happen that maybe you didn't expect.
It's pretty surreal. I think little by little, it's becoming a reality. That starts with the knock on your door, and all of a sudden you got Dan Fouts standing there in his gold jacket, telling you welcome to the Hall of Fame. So that was pretty amazing. That happened a few weeks ago, and the family kind of set me up on that one. And then honestly, the last 3 hours have been amazing. I would say even just touching down in San Francisco yesterday, it feels fairly normal. And then all of a sudden, you walk in the room 3 hours ago, and you're looking at Larry Fitzgerald and Luke Kuechly and Adam Vinatieri and Roger Craig, and you're just saying, this is really happening, and we're all going in together. It's already a very elite club, but you also feel a little something extra special about the guys that you go in with. This class, especially the competitions that I think about. With a guy like Luke Kuechly, I can't tell you how much respect I have for him as a player and as the the type of teammate that he was, and just the battles like truly brought out the best in me and us every time we played him. Larry Fitzgerald is a guy who I've really had a bond with my whole career. Obviously he was a long way away in Arizona, and we probably played 8 or 9 times throughout our careers against each other, but I threw him. My first Pro Bowl touchdown was to Larry. He was always my go-to target in the Pro Bowl, so at least I got a little bit there. I said, Larry, could you imagine, man? Why aren't we playing for real together? Can we figure out a way to make this happen? They were going to never let him out of Arizona, though. So, and then obviously Vinatieri. Not a guy who's made more clutch kicks than him. And what's funny about Roger Craig is, obviously he's the OG of the group, and retired 33 years ago. But we used to watch old 49er Bill Walsh film with Montana and Rice and Roger Craig and Rathman and all these guys. And the amazing thing was, he was somebody who just jumped off the film as far as what they were doing with him, this all-purpose back. He started off at fullback, and then he's running back, and he's running the traps and the gap schemes and the wide zones and tosses, and then he's out of the backfield catching all these balls, and you're just like, who is this guy? This is like the Marshall Faulk before Marshall Faulk, and so I, just to be going in with this class of guys who truly pioneers at their position, some of the greatest to ever play the position, it's just an absolute honor.
Take us back, Drew, to that off-season when you have the shoulder injury. You don't know where you're going to end up. You end up, it looked like it might be Miami, then it ends up being New Orleans with Sean Payton. I guess you'd probably say, do you think you'd be sitting here today if it wasn't for Sean Payton?
Oh, no way. No way. I just got off the phone with Mickey Loomis and Sean Payton. Mickey Loomis was our general manager, and Sean Payton, head coach. Sean had only been there a month, in New Orleans as the head coach. And I'll never forget when I got the call. I was in the Arby's drive-thru in Birmingham, Alabama, rehabbing my shoulder, right? And I don't recognize the number, but I'm like, hey, I got to pick it up. This might be important. Who knows? I'm looking for a job. And it's, hey, Drew Brees, this is Sean Payton. And I remember covering up the phone and looking over at my father-in-law, because he would drive me to rehab every day. Because I'd had surgery in Birmingham with Dr. James Andrews, and then now I'm doing all my rehab there. I lived there for 4 months trying to get back. And I remember covering up the phone and looking over at my father-in-law, and I said, who is Sean Payton?
Did he know?
No, he doesn't. I don't know if he knows that story. But yeah, that was the beginning right there. I'll tell you what. What was so important to me was on our visit to New Orleans. My wife and I, look, I didn't know if I was going to be able to come back and play. I'm an ultra confident individual, and yet I was faced with the realities of my injury and everything. And I just saw this unwavering confidence from this guy, this first-time head coach, in me, and truly feeling like he had hand-selected me, like, you're my guy. and I know you're gonna come back. And not only that, but we're gonna build this thing around you. We're taking all the things that you were great at in San Diego, and we're taking all the things that I know you'll be great at with this West Coast offense, and we're going to blend it together, and we're going to build this around you, and it's going to be a collaboration, and it's going to be great. And I will forever be in his debt for that. And honestly, every day that I played, I did it to prove him right. Every day.
That's a statement. And again, you were put in a position, like you said, where it was kind of built around you. And over the course of time, it kind of grew to be you, an extension of you. The comfort level of playing in something like that has to be amazing.
Yeah, it was, again, his confidence in me was meant the world. There was still the reality of me, needing to get this shoulder back. But man, slowly but surely it was, one throw one day would be the one, and then it was 2 throws, and it was 4 throws, and it was 10 throws, and then it was all of a sudden every throw was the way it was supposed to be. And then as I was gaining confidence in the offense, and as he empowered me more, hey, you're going to be the one IDing the mic, you're going to be the one running 2-minute, you're going to be the one, and it's like, all right. And it was like the more that he put on me, it was just the more that it strengthened me and equipped me to where we were able to go with our careers there together and what we were able to build and be a part of.
Drew, thanks so much and congratulations.
Thank you.
That is new Hall of Famer Drew Brees. You're listening to the 2026 Pro Football Hall of Fame Selection Show on SiriusXM NFL Radio.